Okay, so you know that feeling, right? After like way too long staring at screens, your eyes are just like begging for a break.
Totally, that gritty, tired feeling.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly why we're diving into eye health today.
Love it.
We got a ton of requests
Yeah.
to do a deep dive on VisiPure.
Oh, yeah, that's a popular one.
It is. It's this supplement that claims to, get this, not just help with the whole eye strain thing, but also it's supposed to be good for your heart, brain, even your skin.
The works.
I know, right? Sounds a little too good to be true.
So, to help us, separate fact from fiction,
Right.
we've got that Consumer Health Digest review. They really went all in on this one.
You really did. Very thorough.
Okay, so let's get into it. Is this stuff legit or just hype? What are they saying?
Well, first things first, they make it clear VisiPure isn't just some, like, random mix of ingredients thrown together.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, it's developed by this company, Inutra, and get this, it was actually founded by, real deal vision care specialists, and they focus on using antioxidants and botanicals, so, natural stuff.
Okay, so not just some random concoction. There's some thought behind it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I gotta ask, we're talking bilberry, lutein, those are in, like, everything. What makes VisiPure so different?
Right, so that's where it gets really interesting. Consumer Health Digest, they don't just list the ingredients, they actually go and cite specific studies.
Oh, wow, they did their homework.
Yeah, for example, bilberry extract. There's this 2019 study they highlight showing it can actually improve blood circulation in your eyes.
Okay, interesting. So how does that work exactly?
Well, think of it like this. All those tiny blood vessels in your eyes, they're working overtime when you're glued to a screen all day, right?
Tell me about it.
And bilberry, it's like it helps get the traffic moving again, improves that blood flow.
So, no more tired, bloodshot eyes after a Netflix marathon. Sign me up.
Exactly.
What about lutein, though? I feel like that's like the eye health all-star.
You're right, lutein is huge, and for good reason.
Right.
So Consumer Health Digest, they found a 2022 study showing that lutein, along with zeaxanthin, can actually act almost like internal sunglasses.
What, really?
Yeah, they filter out that harmful blue light that our phones and computers just blast at us, which obviously can mess with sleep.
Oh, big time, yeah.
Make your eyes feel strained.
Totally. So it's like they designed this supplement specifically for people like us who are glued to screens.
Pretty much. But it's not just those two. They've got a pretty fascinating mix of stuff in there.
Okay, so what? Give me the rundown. What else is in this formula?
So they've got eyebright, which has been used for ages to soothe irritation. Kind of like chamomile tea, but for your eyes.
Okay, I like it. Soothing, calming.
Exactly. And then there's this one, might sound a little weird, but Japanese knotweed.
Japanese knotweed.
Yeah, so it's actually a really good source of resveratrol.
Hold on, resveratrol. Isn't that's the stuff in red wine, right?
The one and only.
I thought that was supposed to be good for your heart. What's it doing in an eye supplement?
That's such a good question. And it actually points to something really important that Consumer Health Digest touched on, which is just how connected our bodies really are,
Okay, yeah. We always talk about gut health,
Yeah.
right? But we don't really think about our eyes as being connected to everything else.
Exactly. And we should.
Yeah, it's like we always talk about gut health, right?
Right.
But we don't really think about our eyes as being connected to everything else.
Right, exactly. And we should. Because like you said, resveratrol, good for your heart, also in an eye supplement, makes you think, right?
It really does.
Yeah.
So are we saying that what's good for our eyes is good for the rest of the body too?
It can be. It's like our bodies are these totally connected systems, and we just kind of forget that sometimes.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Like with the bilberry, right? We were talking about how it helps with blood flow in the eye.
Right, gets things moving.
Exactly. But your circulatory system, it's a closed loop. It's all connected. So if it's helping there, who's to say it's not having other positive effects elsewhere in the body,
Whoa, okay, I never thought of it like that.
Yeah, it's pretty wild when you start to really think about it.
It is. And what about the connection between our eyes and our brains?
Mm-hmm.
Because, we're constantly taking in information through our eyes.
All the time. And that's a huge part of it.
So, does that affect how our brains work in ways we don't even realize?
100%. Think about it. That whole blue light thing messes with your sleep, right?
I don't know. Tell me about it.
Consumer Health Digest, they talked about how lutein and zeaxanthin, those can be like little internal sunglasses.
Right, filtering out the blue light.
Exactly. And that can mean better sleep, which, hello, happier brain.
Okay, that's amazing. But let's be real. Everyone listening wants to know, does it actually work? Are people seeing results with this stuff? Did they talk about that in the review?
They did. They did. They included some customer reviews, which is always helpful.
Okay, good.
And so one person said they're, on screens all day long, and they noticed their vision was just clearer, less blurry, and their eyes just felt less tired after taking VisiPure.
Okay, that's promising. Did they say how long it took to notice a difference?
I don't think they got into specifics like that, but it's definitely something to keep in mind, like how long.
Right, how long did it take to work?
Exactly. They had another user who said VisiPure really helped with their dry eyes, which, so many people struggle with that,
Especially now.
Yes, especially now with the screens and everything.
So we've got some positive feedback. That's great. But everyone is different,
Oh, absolutely.
What's the bottom line here?
Right. So Consumer Health Digest, they made it very clear. Everyone is different. Results are going to vary. And they really stress talking to your doctor before starting any new supplement.
Oh, yeah. Always good advice.
Especially if you've got any health conditions or you're taking other medications, definitely check with your doctor first.
Right. Always. Don't just try something because you heard it here. Do your research, talk to your doctor, listen to your body.
Exactly.
But based on everything Consumer Health Digest found, does VisiPure seem like it, lives up to the hype?
I think so. Based on the ingredients, the research they cited, it definitely seems promising, at least for dealing with eye strain.
Okay, good to know.
But, and this is a big but, we always need more research,
It's true. More research never hurts.
Yeah.
But hey, at least it seems like it could be a step in the right direction, especially for those of us who are constantly battling those tired, overworked eyes.
Big time.
But before we wrap up, I want to circle back to something we were talking about earlier, that whole idea that what's good for our eyes could actually be good for our overall health. Consumer Health Digest, they didn't really go into detail on that, did they?
They touched on it a little bit, but you're right. We could do a whole other deep dive just on that.
Right.
It makes you think, Our bodies are just way more interconnected than we realize.
It really is wild when you start to connect the dots.
Totally.
So if we start paying more attention to our eye health, are we actually doing our entire body a favor?
Now that's a question worth asking. We tend to think about our health in these silos.
Right.
But it's all connected. And I think this VisiPure deep dive really highlights that,
Absolutely. It really does. Okay, so to sum it all up, VisiPure, promising supplement, seems to be backed by some pretty solid research, but like with anything else, not a miracle cure.
Exactly.
Talk to your doctor before you try it. And just remember, everyone's different. Your mileage may vary.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, there you have it. Another deep dive in the books.
Always a pleasure.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. And hey, maybe this will have you looking at eye health in a whole new light, not just for clear vision, but for your overall well-being. Until next time.